All right, welcome to CyberPunkd, the first ever of its kind, where I'm going to be giving you about cybercrime, right? Cybercrime has become rampant everywhere. We have so many attacks that are happening. And the idea of the show is to bring light on the different kinds of attacks that are happening, as well as how to safeguard yourself from that. And if you are a victim of cybercrime or any sort of, cyber crime that exists, then what steps that you can take further. Now, with me on the show today, joining us is an expert in cybercrime. His name is Mr. Anuraag Singh, who is an experienced cybercrime investigator and cyber forensics expert with immense knowledge in the field of email, cloud, and data forensics. Mr. Anuraag, thank you for joining me on the show, and I hope you're having a lovely day so far. And I want to just thank you once again for taking some time off and talking to me about cybercrime. How are you doing?
Yeah, Lee, all well, and it's pleasure to be on your show. And I would like to thank you for inviting me on your show.
I would love to get to know more about you. So just tell me a little bit more about yourself, Mr. Anuraag.
So it's been 15 years of my professional journey. So I'm serving my nation through my work. So I actually belong to a defense background. So my father was in Indian Air Force. So
Right.
from the childhood, I have got a dreams so that I can serve my nation through my own work. So
That's
I have
amazing.
chosen the path through an engineer. So being an engineer, how I can serve my nation through my own work. So I'm currently running a company named as Tool Software Private Limited. So we are
Right.
hardcore into digital forensics and cybersecurity solutions.
That's beautiful. And I'm so glad we have someone like you, who's taking these steps and helping people safeguard themselves in a cybersecurity, in a cyberspace, because we have so many attacks right now, right? So many different kinds of malware, so many different kinds of scams that are going around. So before I want to start, I want to know more about what can you categorize as a cybercrime so that we just get an understanding of what exactly a cybercrime is.
Yeah. So cybercrime is something like if you are committing a crime using a digital device. So it can be a computer system, or it can be your smart TV, or it can be a mobile device.
Right.
So if you are committing a crime through a digital device, it is being termed as a cybercrime.
Okay. So that's the idea of what cybercrime is. Now, many times we have so many stories of identities being stolen, right? Through, either social media or they hack your email or some way or the other. Now, how will I know if my identity is stolen? What is the first key thing that will pop up and be like, hey, something is not right here?
Yeah. So first we need to understand the term identity theft. So
Right.
what exactly identity theft is? So for example, you and I have our own identity in real life as a
Right.
person. And in cyber world, also we have got a digital identity. Now, if someone impersonates our identity and misuses our personal identifiable information like our Aadhaar card, our PAN number, our own photograph, or our bank details. So if they are misusing these personal identifiable information, then it is a cybercrime which comes under identity theft.
Right.
Now, your second question is how will I get to know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's solely depending upon the categorization of that particular identity theft. So suppose, for example, it's a social media identity theft. Now,
Mhm.
how can I know about if someone is misusing my name on my photograph on a social media platform? So it might be that a person has created a fake account in social media in my name and my photograph. So he might have
Mhm.
contacted some of my friends, because if he has created that account, so it has got his, yeah, that person has got some intent behind it. So he might request some money from one of my friends. So if I got a request from my friend that you have created a new account and you are requesting some money from me,
Mm.
or if I got a second friend request, or in case if one of my friend can say they have got a friend request
Mm.
in my name,
Right.
so yes, then I can come to know that someone has created a false or a fake account in my name and they are sending friend request to my known people.
Right.
So here we can come to know that someone is committing a identity theft on social media. Now, another identity theft can be misusing my credit card details.
Yeah.
So I need to regularly check my credit card statements, whether there are some entries which I have not authorized and they are reflecting back in my credit card details.
Yeah.
So from there, I can come to know that yes, somebody is misusing or have got access to my credit card details and they are placing some false orders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, second, uh, now the third identity theft is like KYC documents identity theft. So what I can do is,
Right.
if suppose somebody is misusing my documents, which are for
Mm-hmm.
my KYC, and using my documents, they have taken a loan.
Right.
Now, what I can do is I can cross-check my CIBIL, and if my CIBIL score is reflecting that I have taken few loans, which I have not never applied for.
Right.
So from my CIBIL score, I can also come to know that yes, if my KYC documents are being misused anywhere or not. So this is how we can stop our identity theft and come to know if somebody is misusing our personal information or not.
So you mentioned that there are different kinds of thefts. You have social media theft, you have credit card fraud, that when they take your credit card numbers, your KYC as well, if they emulate your Aadhaar card and your PAN number, right? So, and you're saying that if to take these safeguards, you've got to check whether, how do you get to know about this? You go through your, see if anyone receives friend requests from you, right?
Exactly.
So I think the main thing is when your friends reach out to you and say, like, hey, is this you? That's when we actually get to know, right? Because apart from that, we're not going to be asking our friends randomly, hey, did you get a friend request from me? I think only when we see another profile coming up and like, hey, this is something's off over here. And I think the regular checking of your statements, I think that is a very important part that we have to carry out diligently so that we know whether this is happening, whether something is going wrong or not. I think that's very, very important. Thank you for that. Now, what steps can I take? Suppose now I have had my identity stolen, right? What is the next step? How do I recover this?
Yeah. Now to get back my identity back, we
Yeah,
need to follow certain steps. So for example, for the first scenario, for the social media identity theft, what
yeah,
we can do is like we can report to that particular social media website. So
yeah,
suppose
yeah.
someone has created my false or fake account in Facebook. So what
Yeah,
I can do is I can report it to the Facebook,
right,
and
right.
I can take help of my known friend circle. They can
And
also
ask them
report that
to do it.
particular profile
Yeah,
to be reported. And by using this method, we can get that fake account suspended.
right, right.
And for credit card identity theft, we can report it to the bank
Mm-hmm.
so that they can stop all the payments which are being sent to that purchase of particular.
You're right. With your card number and everything, they can
Yes,
stop
yes,
basically block the card.
yes,
Right,
yes.
right. And do I now, one thing that we want to know is you want to see who's behind it, right? We want to get to the bottom of this and see who is this person who has stolen my identity, who has taken my money, who's basically attacked me on the website. It's basically almost like a physical attack. How do we get to the bottom of this? Who do we contact if you're a victim of this kind of crime?
Yeah. So in such scenarios, there is only the police which has got the legal authority to track
Right.
that particular criminal. Or you can also take
Mm-hmm.
help of cyber experts. So cyber
Right.
experts can also give you a lot many information that who has done this particular crime with you.
Mm-hmm.
But the regular way of reporting is like you need to first report it to the nearest cybercrime police station. So
Okay.
police can
Okay.
assist you and they can figure out all the details and then let you know who exactly is the person behind that particular crime is.
Right. Right. So we have to approach the police. Is there any helpline number that we can call or anything that we can do, or website that we can visit so that it makes it easy for us?
Yes, so there is a cybercrime helpline number which is
Mm-hmm.
1930. So you can always call on cybercrime helpline number
1930.
1930.
1930 to make it easy for us.
Yes, yes, yes,
Right.
1930.
Right.
And there is a government portal as well,
Mm-hmm.
cybercrime.gov.in. So you can
Mm-hmm.
also lodge a complaint on this government portal.
Okay. Okay. That's very helpful. I think a helpline number to call up and a website to go and lodge a complaints actually really helps me a lot. Now, My other question that I have is sometimes we have these new messages that are floating around that, hey, you have won so much money, or you have 20,000 rupees is already debited from your account, and please click this link to recover it, or please check this link, and you click it, and then you've already lost money, right? You've it goes from there. How can we identify these fake texts from the normal texts?
Okay. So to identify these fake texts, you need to see on which particular website these links are being landed. So most of
Uh-huh.
the time you can see in your SMS messages, these URLs are short URLs. So they
Right.
are created by shortening those destination URLs. So you can see the destination URL and you can always see what is the exact domain name. So how cyber criminals are operating, they are creating a look-alike website of a known brand using
Okay.
the logo of that particular website. But you can see the domain name is not related to that particular vendor or the popular company. So you can see
Okay.
such crime, such kind of crime are happening during festive seasons. So
Yes.
they are sending you SMS messages saying that there is a festive offer running.
Of
And when you click on that particular link, you will see that the website belongs to Tanish Jewelers or it may belong to the Amazon. So you need to
mm,
first identify those URLs. So if you can see that URL name may have got some spelling changes or they have added something in front of popular names as well.
right. Right. So main thing is to just look at it and see how long it is. Right. If the longer it is it so can I use this thing of if the longer it is, the safer it is, or is that also
Yeah,
not really
so most of the popular domain names have got short names. So
right?
if they are impersonating a domain name of a known vendor, so they might be adding some extra
Okay.
name in that, or they might be changing the spelling. So I
Right.
can write Amazon like AMAZ0 and
Oh,
so when
these
I
are the
look,
small tricks they
yeah,
use.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Right.
Or
Because recently I was reading the papers that two cyber criminals, two people actually were duped by cyber criminals by going through online portals. When I say this, like online booking. So they booked a hotel room through this portal. They want to change it. So they call the customer care number and they said, we'll call you back from another number. And then they got robbed of 1.5 lakhs.
yeah. So in this scenario, what cyber criminals are doing, they are taking help of Google AdWords. So Google Ads.
Right.
So they are giving ads on popular searches. So
Mhm.
most of the time, people are opening Google search engine and they are searching information as per their requirement. So they are running ads on those popular searches and then luring and faking searches to their own websites.
Okay.
And by
Okay.
making false websites and a lookalike website, they capture the details of the customer like credit card details or their personal details and then trick them into making payments.
Right. Right. This is very scary indeed because we have festive season coming up. People want to, book hotel rooms and everything else. And when this happens, it just makes you lose trust, in the regular websites that are there. Ms. Anurag, I want to know what is cyber squatting, and what this is and how do we safeguard against it?
Yeah, so cyber squatting is used by cyber criminals by booking domain name, which is lookalike
Mhm.
as a popular vendor. So I
Right.
can
Right.
book a domain name in the name of Microsoft. So I can start the my domain name with Microsoft, and then I can add something in addition to the Microsoft. So what they are doing is they
Mhm.
are using the goodwill of or the reputation of a popular brand, and by
Right.
using the goodwill of that popular brand, they are trying to make the money. Or else they are
Right.
creating
Right.
such domains either to defame a person or a company.
Right. Right.
So how we can make ourselves secure from cyber squatting is again the same thing. We need to always see the URL, whether it is a secure URL or it's an unsecure. So you can always see in browser that there is a green lock which is present in your domain name. So it shows that this particular domain is a secure domain. Always look for the particular URL, whether that particular URL or the name belongs to that vendor or not. And if there are a lot of pop-ups coming on that particular website, so there are chances that because cyber squatting is doing like this only because they are creating a lot of pop-ups and then they are misdirecting you to some other website.
I think that also I want to get to because we have pop-ups that keep popping up. That's the one of the main scary parts because you click on the X, but then it goes to that website immediately, right? So how do we? And then that also exactly. So does closing the website immediately help us? Like if suppose you stay on that website too long, will that also make a difference?
No, if you are staying on the website, it will not going to affect your computer or mobile. But if you keep clicking on those pop-ups and then you are downloading or installing some software or app, then definitely it is going to steal your data because that is the sole aim of such pop-ups, that they are luring you to download something which you install on your own digital devices.
So I think a thumb rule that we should all follow is don't download anything from pop-ups, right? Because these could be, Trojan horses, which I want to get to again. So now people are done the Trojan horse that we have, the Trojan viruses. They have been around for quite some time. This is the old ways of that how people used to enter our systems. Can you just shed a little bit more light on the new ways that people are using Trojan horses?
So Trojan horses is a malware.
Yeah.
So the major category is like we have got viruses, but the viruses has got been categorized. So there are malwares now. So malwares are sophisticated software created with an intention to make harm or spy on your data. So if that particular malware is spying on your data, then it is being termed as a spyware. If that particular data is stealing your data and then making your data encrypted, then it is being termed as a ransomware. So ransomware is a sophisticated malware which hostages your data and then asks you money to decrypt that data. And the pattern of cyber criminals is like nowadays, what they are doing is they are asking you money or the payment in form of Bitcoin. So these cryptocurrencies are So you cannot easily track these cryptocurrencies.
Because it's anonymous. It's completely, as they say, it's safe at the same time. It's very dangerous. It has that air about danger around it. Any tips that you can give me that will actually help our listeners and our watchers to understand that, hey, okay, these are the primary go-to tips that I would require to say, no, I will not be, this will help me safeguard myself from cybercrime.
Yeah. So the basic tips is like from the ground up. It is like you need to first use the strong and unique passwords when you are creating any online account.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the security has been enhanced in lot many online applications like Gmail. So you need to enable two-factor authentication, or there is a facility for multi-factor authentication as well. If you have got some data which is very important to you stored on your hard disk, you should encrypt your crucial data and have always a backup copy of your data. When you are using a public Wi-Fi, make sure you are not using any sensitive information while using public Wi-Fi. Now keep your computer and mobile software always updated so that there will be no vulnerabilities which can be exploited and cyber criminals can attack your digital device. Also, do not install any pirated software or unknown apps from Play Store.
So that really sums it up. And I think you've given me so much to think about and given us all, a plethora of tips and tricks of understanding how exactly cybercrime works and what are the steps that we can take if we are a victim of cybercrime. I want to thank you so much, Mr. Anuraag, for joining me on the first edition of CyberPunk'd, where we get into the different nitty-gritties of this very, very dangerous and scary new trend that's going around, I would say, because it's becoming very common. There's so many links that I keep getting every single day on my SMSs. If I look at it right now, recently I got a message saying, your salary has been credited and please click this to check. And I'm like, no, I know when my salary get credited. It sometimes it makes no sense. So you can easily, look at this and understand that this is a scam. But again, I want to thank you again for joining me on the show and talking to me more about this. It's given us so much to reflect on, and you've really made the world and Bangalore a safer place as well.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you all viewers as well. Yeah.
Of course. We had Mr. Anuraag on the show, who's an experienced cyber crime investigator and cyber forensics expert with immense knowledge in the field of email, cloud, and data forensics. And he has his own company as well. I think your company is called SysTools, or is that the?
Yeah, it's SysTools.
SysTools. You've spoken to Delhi Police Cyber Cell, UP Police Cyber Cell, the Railway Protection Force, Income Tax Department, and now, of course, Radio One, and all the listeners of Radio One. Again, thank you so much, and have a great day, Ms. Anuraag.
Thank you, Lee. Have a great day.